Thank you.
It's Hecht, and I live at 112 Bowsprit Lane, Holiday, Florida.
Apologize for the mispronouncement.
That's okay, no problem. I've worked for the county for 24 and a half years now.
Yes, you have.
23 and a half in Parks and Rec, and just barely one in utilities. I started out as a groundskeeper in Parks and Rec, was promoted to a crew leader, was promoted to a park operator 1, where I supervised Engle Park. I was asked by my supervisor to go to the Land O'Lakes Rec Center because in New York I had parks construction experience and oversaw the construction of the Land O'Lakes Rec Center for the county. I then supervised it for 17 years. And then I went to Mitchell Park, as a park operator. Last year, my director held a meeting and said that my title was being cut from the budget, but that I had plenty of opportunity to apply for low jobs within the department. I applied for a crew leader at Engle Park, which I supervised, and I applied for a off-the-street, a park attendant 2 position at the Land O'Lakes Rec Center, which is you don't need any experience for. I was told I was not qualified for either of those positions and handed my pink slip. Last year, the Parks Department, along with myself, laid off 3 other employees. Between the 3 of us, we had a total of 70 years Parks and Rec experience. They kept people that weren't even off their probation. They kept people that were there barely a year. What does this tell the employees that are actually looking to make a career out of the county? You have a 4-year employee. Wow, that guy had 25 years. The other guy had 23 years. The other guy had 20 years. They threw them out like they were garbage. Why should I make the county a career? You have also about the matrix system. You have a 25-year employee that's constantly looking over his shoulder at a 1-year employee who happens to be best buddies with his supervisor, goes to his supervisor's house for barbecues. His supervisor gives him an exceeds standards evaluation. You now have a 1-year employee that has more points than a 25-year employee. The 25-year employee is out the door. The long-term employees of this county that have given their lives to the county need some kind of security. We need seniority rights. Thank you.
Thank you. Bruce Lee? Good afternoon to you.
Bruce Lee from Odessa, Florida, and presently working at facilities. I came here in 2005 to Pasco County as a building inspector, as an electrical inspector. I was part of the bubble that burst, and I was laid off. I was laid off by seniority, and everybody that was laid off, they didn't like getting the idea of laid off, but they all understood. We're the last one in, we're the first one out. That's the way it goes. That's the way we're all brought up from a little kid, is seniority. You have to do it that way. It's the only fair way to do it. I got laid off. The county was very good to me. They found another job for me in facilities. I got to facilities 1 year after I was there. Facilities decided they're going to reorganize and make everybody tech workers. I spent 30 years as a master electrician. My goal was to become an inspector. I went back down. I became a Tech 1 because I had no seniority, nobody to speak up for me. And it's very hard to sit there and watch all a Tech 2, a Tech 3, a Tech 4 that are not even qualified for their position because they are good friends with the supervisors. They play softball with the supervisors. They joke with the supervisors. All I want to do is do my job. I want to make sure no little kid goes in the government center and takes a drink of water and he doesn't have shoes on, he gets killed. And it's very going to happen when you only have your Tech 1s can't do the work. You got unqualified people. Mr. Sherbinoff says we never want to ask anybody to do anything unsafe. Do you think it's safe for an unqualified person to work on electricity that's 277 volts that you have in the government center? They touch the wrong wire, touch 2 wires together like you're neutral. On a 277 it kills. It does not forgive. And the biggest thing we need is a grievance procedure to come up with a way to maybe argue this when, if I talk back to my supervisor, because I know the code book. I go to code seminars every 2 years, 3 years. I have to know these new codes to keep my license. But if I argue with my supervisor, he'll write me up. I have no recourse. I need that grievance procedure to ensure the safety of everybody. It could be your safety, it could be Michelle's safety, it could be Barbara's safety. I don't care. I care about safety. I really, would appreciate it if we could do something constructive here. And that's about it.
Thank you. Donna